Welcome everybody to another episode of Latifs Inspired. A lovely little episode for you guys. As you know, and if you've been following me on Latifs Inspired YouTube channel, I've been abroad to Bangladesh and I've had some amazing food there. And I've also learned quite a few dishes which I couldn't upload on the channel. However, I'm going to try to give you these amazing ingredients. So today I'm going to be cooking a Bengali masala chicken. So it's like a cross between the chicken Jal Fri, very famous chicken dish you get in your weddings and celebration dishes. And if you got VIP guests coming home, these are the dishes that you cook. So I'm going to be cooking it with chicken thigh. I know in Indian restaurants we normally use the breast of chicken. However, I personally enjoy the thigh of the chicken because it's more flavor, more juicy. So I'm going to be cooking this for you. So if you like what I do, make sure to press the like button. It helps the video push it up the algorithm, and it gives me some support and confidence and inspiration to make more videos. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to this amazing channel of Latifs Inspired, and let's make this amazing dish for you guys to follow and try at home. Right, once you've subscribed, make sure you hit the bell icon so you'll be notified on a brand new video from Latifs Inspired. Right, to make this amazing dish, a proper Bangladeshi chicken masala Jal Fri, we're going to need, this is 1 kg of chicken thigh. Lovely pieces of chicken thigh, and I can see it's proper fresh, and it's got a little bit of fat which is going to need a little bit of cleaning. So we're going to do that and then maybe chop it up into bite-sized pieces and start cooking. So all we're going to do is just clean the chicken, the fatty parts. So then we just cut it into, as I'm a big guy, I like big bites. So this is good, about 3 inches cubed. And what happens is sometimes it just, obviously it just releases its natural liquid and it just becomes smaller. So when it's big pieces of chicken, it's nice to get into and it stays juicy and succulent. So do this to all of the chicken. Right, the chicken has been cut up to perfection. 1 kg, so this is going to feed a family of 4 or even 6 people. So now I'm going to need to marinate the chicken. So for the marination, I have, this is the ginger and garlic paste, which I do have on the channel. However, I'm in this fantastic studio now, and I'm going to be making a little series with all these little bits that is very important in cooking. So if you keep watching the channel, I'm going to give away a lot of secrets, so stay tuned. So this is the ginger and garlic paste, 1 tablespoon. So now I'm adding the ginger and garlic. 1 tablespoon. 1 teaspoon of salt. And this is 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder, and I'm using Kashmiri chili powder. Kashmiri chili powder isn't as hot as your normal chili powder, however it's got a lovely color. So if you enjoy like paprika, this is the color that is going to come. So Kashmiri chili is a must in the kitchen. The colors already is beautiful. Look at that. Gorgeous. Now we're going to use lemon, fresh lemon, because what lemon is a tenderizer for the chicken. It's going to create a lovely, soft, juicy texture which we need. So just half for 1 kg is perfectly fine. Don't worry about the pips. Look at that, it's so juicy, it's falling onto my apron. Now in Bangladesh they normally use ketchups, and for me as a chef, that's something I kind of stay away from. So tomato puree is fine, but I'm using fresh tomato puree. So this is about 3 or 4 tomatoes. We bought it from the local supermarket. It wasn't as ripe as it should have been, but if you got ripe juicy tomatoes, that's the best. So juice of half of a lemon. Fantastic. Now, since this is a Bengali chicken, we in Bangladesh use mustard oil all the time. So this is 2 tablespoons of mustard, just to help with the marination. So give it a nice little mix. Use a glove if you don't want to use your hand. Oh, smells divine. Fresh ginger and garlic, lemon juice, absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful. So the marination is done. Now what we need to do, cling film this up and let this sit and rest and marinate for a good 30 minutes. So let's start cooking this amazing curry. Now the Italians use the olive oil, Bangladeshis use mustard oil. So I'm using good 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's 6 tablespoons of mustard oil. Pure ghee, 1, 2, now crank up the heat, so make the oil nice and hot. And what we're going to do, the chicken has been marinated for a good 30 minutes, and what we're going to do, we're going to fry this first. We're going to fry it in 2 batches, because if you fry it all in one go, it's going to release a lot of liquid, which I'm trying to avoid. Right, the oil is nice and hot. Now we're going to add the chicken. Bismillah. I'm cooking the chicken in 2 batches, because if you just put in all the chicken at one time, it just releases too much liquid and it boils the chicken rather than frying it. Because it's raw chicken, the chicken sticks to the pan, so let it just sit there for a good 5 minutes in that hot fat, and then you can then it seals the sides of the chicken, and then you can give it a little stir. As you can see, the chicken, some of the chicken has stuck to the bottom, so now it's ready to give it a little stir to turn the sides. There you go, it's just come off. Beautiful. Right, once the chicken has got its nice little golden brownness, which I'll show you, as you can see, this piece here, wonderful. Now we've sealed the chicken, just remove it now. If you put in too much chicken and if the heat isn't hot enough, then it can boil the chicken, which I'm trying to avoid. So this has got a slight fry to it, so that's why I'm cooking it in 2 batches. So batch 1 done. Now we're going to go to the second batch. Second batch going in, guys. So now the chicken has been cooked. Let's start making the curry. So this is 1 cup of diced onion, so these are the garam masala. There's 2 bay leaf, 4 cardamom pods and 2 cinnamon stick going in. Now make sure to lower the gas, because you had the chicken that stuck to the bottom. We just want that onion to fry, then we're going to add a bit of water to deglaze the pan, so you don't want that bitter taste. Right, now the ginger and garlic goes in once the onion's nice and browned. If you have noticed, I haven't added the salt. Normally I add the salt, but I want the onion to have that fried flavor. Therefore, I haven't added the salt. As soon as you add the salt is like a catalyst. It's just going to soften everything up and draw out all the moisture from the onions. So we just want that rawness of the ginger and garlic to go away. This is wonderful. It smells divine. Now I'm adding the spices, which are 2 tablespoons of coriander powder. Now this is a British Indian restaurant thing where we always add the curry powder. So this is the Madras curry powder. I'm adding 1.5 to 2 teaspoons of curry powder, This is Kashmiri red chili powder. I'm added 2 teaspoons of Kashmiri chili powder. If you like it nice and spicy, Madras style, this is how it is. So I add 2 teaspoons of Kashmiri chili powder. And if you remember, the chicken also had 1 teaspoon of Kashmiri powder, so it's nice and spicy. 1 teaspoon of cumin powder and half a teaspoon of turmeric. Wonderful colours gone in there. Now, just to liven up all the spices, it needs to hit the oil, just to waken everything up, because spices can get damp in those packets and it could be sitting in the shops months or maybe even years. So that's just a few seconds there. Now the tomato puree goes in there. This was about 4 small sized tomato puree there with a bit of water. So now I put the heat up, and we just want the oil to separate from the ingredients so that rawness of that tomato is gone as well. And this, the tomato with a bit of water, is deglazed the pan. So what this process is called is when we're boonering all the spices together. In Bangladeshi we call it boona khoshain. So there you go, the gas is on a high, and let this cook for a few minutes. So now I'm adding 1 heaped teaspoon and a half salt to taste, so you can add more or less. This is perfectly fine, I believe. If you can smell this, this is absolutely divine. I need to show you this. This is amazing. All the oil has separated and everything's lovely and booned up together. Wonderful. If you can smell the kitchen now, you'd be in curry heaven. Now the chicken goes in. Beautiful. Look at that. Amazing. So still on a high heat. The chicken was about 50% cooked. So it's still going to draw out a little bit of moisture, which is fine. We're boonering all of this up together. Now the chicken, as you can see, is lovely and cooked. Everything's booned up together, so there's not moisture in there at all now. This is just the oils and the ingredients. That's the consistency that I wanted. And now this is basically 4 tablespoons of just yogurt. You can use Greek yogurt, whatever, low fat yogurt, whatever you wish, and about just less than a cup of water. So what this does is when you whisk the yogurt, it doesn't split in the pan. So this goes in now. Bismillah. This is going to build a lovely richness to the gravy. This is wonderful. So a mixture of water and yogurt there. Now it was on a low heat while I've added the yogurt. I'm going to crank up the heat now to a high. Oh, this is going to be an amazing gravy. First restaurant, 2003. I still got this pot, so I always use this. Put a lid on and let this cook for a good 8 to 10 minutes. Keep an eye on it every few minutes and give it a stir. Right, so now the oil is separating from the chicken. So give it a last little mix. This is Kasuri Methi, amazing. So this gives a lovely umami, a slight bitterness, but a fantastic flavour and aroma. This is Garam Masala. You can get store-bought Garam Masala. You can use famous brands. I'm not going to name any brands because I want them to pay me now. So Garam Masala goes in. So good 2 pinches. There you go. This gives it a lovely fragrance and a lovely. It's called Garam Masala because in Bengali we call it hot spice. So it's got a lovely pungency to it. We put it on the end because of the aroma. Now these are green chilies. We like it nice and spicy. This is just more than medium but less than Madras. I put in 2 teaspoons of Kashmiri chili powder. If you wanted to have it more hot, you can add 2 teaspoons of Kashmiri chili powder and 1 teaspoon of extra hot chili powder. That would have done the business. So I want those amazing flavors of the green chilies. That's why I didn't put that much. Kashmiri chili powder in. There you go. Now put it on a low simmer. This looks divine. I'm sure it's going to taste divine, and it smells delicious. Oh, look at this. Beautiful. The oil is separated. Now it's ready. So give it a last little mix. It's lovely thick sauce. I always say when you got these little bubbles, if you can see those little bubbles, and it's that thick custard consistency, and it's sticking to the spoon like that, that's when it's ready. Amazing. I've added the green chilies the last 5 minutes, so it keeps its shape and it just releases that lovely flavor. Mouth is watering, absolutely salivating. I haven't eaten all day, and now I need to give this a taste. Voila! Now all my amazing fans out there, this is something to be proud of. A Bengali style chicken masala Jal Fri. So which is basically the buna masala and the spiciness from the Kashmiri chilies. I've added some green chilies to give it a lovely flavor and texture. This is going to be absolutely gorgeous, I promise you. Now all we need to do is taste this. This needs to be done justice. Look at that. See it there? Steaming away. Glorious. On your plate. Bismillah. Wow. I've cut the chicken into lovely chunky pieces, and this was a divine mouthful. Lovely spices, thick sauce, those mushy onions, that fried ginger and garlic flavor. Absolutely gorgeous. If you cook this, you're not going to be disappointed. Proper authentic Bengali chicken masala Jal Fri. All you need is some rice to go with this, or mop it up with a naan bread. If you've enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more videos at Latifs Inspired. And if you haven't already, press the bell icon so you're notified for some more videos at Latifs Inspired. Now if you enjoy my content, make sure to join me on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, Rumble. I'm on all these social medias, so make sure to follow me and see you soon.